I hate to be the one to say it, but I think TikTok is giving us all eating disorders. Hi, I'm Gracie, and welcome back to Bitching in Bed, the podcast where I talk about things that make you uncomfortable from the place where I am most comfortable. Unfortunately, eating disorder culture and toxic diet culture never disappear. They just rebrand and repackage and get better at hiding and disguising themselves as something new. They come back in new waves and new strains as society progresses, and then somehow, all of a sudden, we're back in 2007 and all the almond mums had almond daughters, and now those almond daughters are making TikTok content that makes you hate yourself. Diet culture and toxicity, specifically around women's bodies, forever will be, as, say it with me, a direct result of the patriarchy. Hating our bodies as women only exists because the patriarchy also exists, and is because of the unrealistic standards that women's bodies have been held up to historically, both in society and in the media. We're told exactly how our bodies are supposed to look, how we're supposed to be in order to be desired, and if we don't look that way, then you're just not good enough, and you won't be loved and you won't be desired. And fundamentally, all that matters about you is what you see when you look in the mirror. And if you don't look how we men decide that we think you should look at this specific point in time, and don't get me wrong, that was different 10 years ago and it will be different in 10 years' time, you aren't worthy of love, of support, of emotions, of basic human decency and respect. That is how society has functioned since the dawn of time. And unfortunately, I fear this is how society is going to function for a very long time unless something big changes. But while TikTok still operates in the way that it does and pushes the toxic culture that it does, this is never going to change. I think the biggest problem and one of the scariest things that I see on social media at the moment is that people have forgotten or seemingly never knew what a normal, healthy body looked like. People think that if you don't have a flat stomach and a thigh gap and a perky bum and big boobs, but not too big, and a tiny waist and a sharp jawline and long, luscious hair and clear skin and tan skin, if you don't tick all of these boxes, then you are not healthy or beautiful and you don't fit the beauty standard. It is so rare for a single person to have all of these things healthily and naturally. And it is a whole separate issue, but Botox and liposuction and bodily enhancements are so normalized and so readily available in this current society that it's almost shocking when people haven't had work done. When people are online proving that they are natural because no one believes it anymore. This culture is undeniable, specifically when we look at what has just happened with Lola Young and CMAT at Glastonbury and the way in which people, men specifically, tore them apart online simply because of the way that they look, simply because of the way their bodies look. When I search Lola Young into my TikTok, the first thing that comes up is Lola Young before. Before what? Before this magical concept of when she looked the way that I expect women to look. What do you expect women to be? Lola Young and CMAT have very normal, healthy bodies. That is what bodies are supposed to look like. Organs protected by bones and skin, stretch marks from where your body has adapted and changed as you have grown. Your body is the least interesting thing about you. And I don't think we will ever be at a point in society, while social media is currently operating in the way that it does, where we will be able to decenter the female body in any capacity, in a sexual sense, in a physical sense, in the media, in music. The female body operates at the center of everything. And if that female body does not look the way that men want it to look, it is disregarded. I think another big part of this toxic culture, specifically on TikTok, that needs to be addressed is the sheer rise in like food content creators and like mukbang content that has just like taken over the internet because it is normalizing something completely not normal. It is not healthy or normal to be consistently consuming that amount of food in one sitting. That's not body shaming, that's not critiquing, that's simple fact. Consuming upwards of 10,000 calories in one sitting multiple times a week is unhealthy. However, not only is mukbang content viewed drastically differently compared to the size of the person on screen, and not only are plus size or bigger mukbang creators shamed, whereas skinnier, slimmer mukbang creators are praised, there's become this trend of typically more slim, skinnier mukbang creators that do not show themselves swallowing their food. They will eat packets upon packets of cookies and a whole takeout order, and they will not show you swallowing that food because they are more than likely spitting it out. Not only is this crazy wasteful just for the food itself, but is extremely damaging for the people consuming this content. For people that are confused as to why their metabolism is not working in the same way these people's metabolisms are working, when in actual fact, they're probably not even eating that food. So metabolism doesn't even come into play because they are consuming 25 chicken tenders from Wingstop, but you don't see them swallow, not once. And then people are confused as to why they can't seem to maintain this same lifestyle of my body doesn't look like that and I eat way less. But do we eat way less? You cannot ever be 100% sure that the media and the content you're consuming is real and honest content. And mukbang culture is playing such a crucial role in the toxicity surrounding food online. And then there's this like other end of the spectrum of people that make what I eat in a day videos and they're not even eating enough to sustain a small rabbit. And then again, are we certain that this is actually what they're eating, or are people shameful about the things that they consume because the patriarchy and society has made women so shameful about consuming food that they have to lie and actually they are eating more? Or maybe they're not eating more and you're just not eating enough to sustain a normal human woman. Women are constantly being force fed, pardon the pun, so many different messages. Hate your body, love your body, eat this, work out, don't eat this, don't do that. Wear this, it's flattering, don't wear that, it's frumpy. That's too sexy, that's not sexy enough. You're too big, you're not big enough. You need this, you need that. You need to be taking these pills, you need to be taking these supplements. Don't eat before 10 a.m., don't eat after 8 p.m. Intermittent fast, don't fast, it's toxic. Read this book, don't read this book, it's toxic. Women do not know how to behave, and why should we? We are never, ever going to escape this toxic cycle of eating disorder culture until we dismantle the toxic ideals of what a healthy body looks like. Only then, when people can start to accept what a normal, regular human woman's body looks like in a healthy sense, can we begin to tackle toxic diet culture at its core. The problem is, and the problem will always be, that bodies and female bodies are at the center of everything. Our bodies exist as the central point that everything exists around. And the people that fall victim to this type of content are not the people to blame. And whilst it may be easy to also blame the people that are pushing out this content and creating this content, they too are not the cause. They are an effect of the cause. And the cause is the patriarchy and historical systemic ideals of what women should be and what women should look like in order to best please men. There's so much content out there of, oh, things I would wear if I was skinnier, things I would do if I was skinnier. I would do this if I weighed less. I will do this when my body looks the way I want my body to look. I suppose this episode is more of a rant and more of a deep, visceral anger at the world and at everyone telling me what my fucking body, my fucking body should look like. Not their body, mine. Nothing is going to change the fact that one day I am going to die. One day I will be taken from the people that I love and the people that love me, and I will not be here anymore. That is the only certain fact I can ever give you and the truest thing that will ever leave my mouth. One day I am going to die. My minute, irrelevant existence on this speck of a rock will come to an end. And no amount of skinniness or destruction of my mind and my body and my life in adherence to a beauty standard, no amount of approval from men or people on the internet will ever make the destruction of my singular life worth it. Your body is the least interesting thing about you. It always has been and it always will be. Your body is flesh and bone and veins and arteries and some organs that keep you alive. But none of those things make you you. Your body will not change the world. The size of your body will not determine your legacy. You do those things. You are in control of those things, not your body and not its size or shape, not the size of your hips or your boobs or your bum, not whether you're so skinny and you can't put on weight or whether you are morbidly obese. None of these things matter to our characters. And if the world is not willing to decenter the female body from its ever perpetual and painful narrative, then I will fucking decenter it from my own life. I will decenter the existence of my body from everything that I do and every decision that I make. My body will not be the deciding factor of whether I have a good day, of what outfit I will wear, or how confident I will be, because that's fucking bullshit. And does that mean that it does not suck to have the world against you? Of course it fucking sucks. Of course it sucks. It sucks to have a world that's constantly telling you, you do not adhere to our beauty standard, therefore we don't love you. But in a world that is against you, why would you also be against you? If the world does not want to be on your side, why are you joining it? The only surefire thing you have in this life is yourself. Be on your side. Am I asking you to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and decide, fuck it, I'm going to love my body after hating it for 10 years? No. Nothing is that simple. Nothing is that easy. Nothing functions that quickly. But if you do not make any kind of effort to decenter the importance of the size of your body from your life will pass you by and you will have wasted it caring about rubbish, caring about the size of your legs and the way that your pale skin or tan skin or dark skin looks in certain lights, and the way that your cellulite looks on camera, and the way that your mascara is clumpy, and the way that your belly sits, and the way that your boobs are. Fuck that. We are gonna die. And I have too much shit to do to worry about the size of my body getting in the way of that. I'm a 20-year-old woman and I care about what 15-year-old boys think of me because they scare me. I'm a 20-year-old woman and I care about what old 45, 65, 85-year-old women care about me. I care that when I walk into a room, people are talking about the size of my body. I care that if I post a picture on Instagram in an unflattering angle, people won't love me anymore. I am scared to exist, but I have to exist. We all have to exist. Whether I starve myself or nourish the body that has supported me for 20 years, the world is going to keep turning and I will go to sleep and I will wake up tomorrow. It seems to me that there are two options, both of which start with life and end with death. Both of which I'm probably not going to be happy with my body. Not all the time, anyway. Both of which I'm going to be scared of what people think of me. Both of which I'm going to fear judgment from the world. But in one, I'm going to be tired and scared and angry and hungry all the time. And in the other, life will be a bit easier and I'll enjoy meals with my family on my birthday, and I will go out for lunch with my friends and I will eat freely. I'll have dessert and I'll enjoy food and maybe even one day enjoy my body. That seems like the better option for me. And I don't know how to make those choices because I have hated my body from the moment I gained consciousness. I want to have a successful podcast and talk about things that piss me off. I want people to engage in my content and enjoy it. I want to be a safe space. I want to post the clothes that I enjoy wearing, and I want to write books and I want to read books and I want to talk about the things that I enjoy and I want to talk about the books that I enjoy. I want to talk about life and love and everything in between. And my body and the size of it is not going to interfere with that. So why do I allow everybody else to dictate my worthiness based on the size of my tits and the size of my ass and how small my waist is? Decentering your body from your own narrative starts with reminding yourself what your body does for you. Not the way it looks or the way it makes you feel, not what it does for other people or the way it makes other people feel, and not the way that society perceives it, but what it does for you. It keeps you alive. It keeps you safe. It protects the things that you need, your brain and your heart. The size of my body does not interfere with my intelligence, my ability for empathy, my compassion, my kindness, my friendships, the people I love. None of it. None of it is affected by the size of my body, and yet it's the thing that runs the world. I don't know how we go about changing this narrative, but I know it starts with a singular voice and then another voice and then a few more voices and then eventually enough voices that there is enough safe spaces in the world for you to forget about what your body looks like. And if that's all you can do, ignore your body, pretend that the size of your body doesn't exist for the rest of your life, then so fucking be it. But maybe one day you can maybe learn to love it and learn to love the things that it does for you, because it does so much shit. I'm no scientist, but I know that my fingers allow me to play guitar and my mouth allows me to speak my mind and my brain keeps me sane and also drives me insane. I know that my heart allows me to love and love my friends and my family, and to love to read and to write. I know that my eyes allow me to see beauty, to read poetry, to read things that I love. I know that my stomach protects my uterus, my back protects my spine. And without a spine, how the fuck am I going to stand tall and talk about what the fuck I believe in? Let me assure you that I know that if you've made it this far into this video, you still might not like your body and you still might not know how to like your body. But your body is and always will be the least interesting thing about you. Lola Young makes amazing fucking music, so does CMAT. They have given such beauty to the world. Their bodies mean nothing. And yeah, oh my God, yeah, would it be great to be skinny? But I think it would hurt more to dedicate my entire life to worrying about my outsides and worrying about the way I'm perceived and the way that I look, when instead I'm just going to look after my body. I'm going to go to the gym when I want to go to the gym because it keeps me healthy and motivated. Not skinny, not slim, healthy. Very different things. And I'm going to eat the things that I crave and the things that I want. I'm going to have cake on my motherfucking birthday. Your body is the least interesting thing about you. And I really urge you, every single time a video comes up on your social media that does not align with that narrative, block it. Block it, report it, do what you gotta do. My body is yet to fail me. It's kept me alive 20 years and I expect it and hope it to keep me alive for a hell of a lot longer. The least I could do is talk about it with a little bit of grace. I hope you all enjoyed my little rant. Thank you so much if you have stuck around. I love making content so much and I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to hope that over time more and more of you want to stick around and more and more of you want to listen. So yeah, fuck anyone that tells you what to do with your body. Be on your own team. Don't fucking join the rest of them. It's boring and rubbish. I love you all so much. Thank you for sticking around. I post fashion content and short form content over on TikTok if you want to check that out. And I also post my day-to-day bullshit over on Instagram, which is Gracie Summers 18. So I'll pop them on the screen. They'll be in the description. I love you all so much. Thanks for sticking around.